Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new edition of Today's Youth. In today's edition, we will be talking about a disorder, a child disorder that occurs 1 in every 68 children and is on the rise. A number of Egyptian youth and students organized a certain event to create more awareness to this disorder, and we will be meeting with them after this short break. Autism is the fastest growing neurodevelopmental disorder. It affects 1 in 68 children and is on the rise. And even though science keeps developing every day, yet the majority of the people are absolutely unaware of the disorder and how its cases shall be treated. A few Egyptian biotechnology students were able to pull off an autism awareness event under the theme of Autism Enigma, Can You Be the Missing Piece of the Puzzle? The aim was to raise awareness, promote for autism advocacy and acceptance, and the importance of integration and inclusion of students in our community. The event started by understanding the enigma, a brief presentation followed by many informative sessions that included guests such as Ines El-Shawaf, who is a parent of a child with autism who succeeded to attend and finish high school and is currently enrolled at university. Dalia Suleiman, the founder and head of the Egyptian Autistic Society, who spoke about autism inclusion in universities and schools. Dr. Muhammad Hinnawi, Executive Training Director at Egyptian Advanced Society, who spoke about autism inclusion criteria and implementation in Egypt. And finally, Professor Dr. Ihab Raga, Professor of Neurological Diseases in Children, who focused on how autism can be diagnosed and the possible causes. Welcome back, and we're glad to be joined by Aisha Tigani, Masrali Autism Advocate, and Ashraqat Mamdouh, Autism Advocate Organizer, and Ala Hassan, Autism Advocate Video Editing. Many thanks for joining us. I would like first to start by introducing, of course, each one of you will introduce himself. We'll start by Aisha.
Hi, my name is Aisha Masrali, and I'm an assistant lecturer at the Faculty of Biotechnology, currently working on my PhD project in molecular genetics, and I'm very proud to be advocating for autism awareness.
Right, Ashraqat.
My name is Ashraqat Shams. I'm a third-year biotechnology student at the MSA University, and I am proud to be one of the organizers of that autism event. It was great to be a part of it.
Right, Ala.
Welcome. My name is Ala Hassan Othman Numrsi. I'm a senior at the MSA University, Faculty of Biotechnology.
Right. Before we start talking about the event that you have organized, I would like you to tell me more about biotechnology and the relation between biotechnology and autism or hereditary diseases.
Well, biotechnology is the use of biological processes and the improvement of human quality of life in several ways: agricultural, pharmaceutical, medical. And autism is one of the disorders that we study, since we study hereditary diseases and disorders.
Right. Biotechnology is a branch that is not really very familiar, and it's a new branch relatively. Would you please tell me more about it, Ale?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not common in Egypt or Middle East in general.
Right.
And as Ashraqat said, it's the deal with DNA and cells in the molecular level. It's open a new fields like nanotechnology, environmental, drug design, stem cells, and genetic engineering.
Right. Aisha, biotechnology is not a major that is like maybe in the future will not be very rewarding financially, for example. Why did you pick up this major in specific?
The Faculty of Biotechnology opened nearly 9 years ago, and I was I was the first graduate from it at the year 2009. When we entered the biotechnology, it was not very, we were not familiar with it. It was new, but it was also exciting because it opens many fields. And not necessarily that it's not financially rewarding. I believe that if you love something and you do it with all your heart, you're going to succeed in it, and the reward comes next.
Right, we're going just to see this report, and we'll go for a short break, and we'll be right back. Right, talking about, we're going to go back to this report, but after, I would like to know from Aisha, how did you arrange for this event regarding autism, which is mainly, its main objective was to create awareness on this disorder or syndrome?
Well, for many years I have been interested in autism because it's a hidden disability, so it needs a lot of attention. And because not everybody can know what it is and know how it affects a person, I feel that advocacy for such a cause is greatly important. So I started maybe 4 or 5 years ago, ever since I was doing my master's in England, and I was part of the National Autistic Society. I have helped the Egyptian Autistic Society and held my own campaign last. That's why mainly the idea came up. Also, we wanted to focus on how autistic students can join our faculties and schools, which is very important to nurture them and give them attention.
Right, Ala, once decided that you will work on this event, what were the main steps that you started with?
Yeah, we needed to know more if people know about autism and the cause of autism. So we decided to do a questionnaire for 8 different faculties, covered about 200 students in the university. Also, we did a short movie about the autism,
Right.
asking them about the causes, or if they know the autism, etc.
Right, we'll then go to this report and we'll be right back.
About 70 million people around the world suffer from autism. They have trouble entering our world. They are entrapped in their own, looking for answers. Why are they judged for who we are? Why are they treated differently? Why are they isolated? Autism is a neurodevelopmental hereditary disorder that has no cure. It makes the child struggle with social, behavioral, and communication skills. They find it hard to interact with others and having problems in making conversations. This might have affected them and made them different, but not less. Autistic people have the most creative and powerful mind. Darwin, Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Beethoven, Mozart, and many other scientists and artists showed the science of autism. Autism gave them the power of creativity.
that they're not speaking with us. But we are friends. After these things. So, indeed, this is piece of the puzzle.
Welcome back, and that video was created by you, Ala Nomrosi, right?
Yeah.
You were the video editor, and the voiceover was by Zaid Al-Husseini, I think, right?
Yeah,
We're going to continue our discussion, and you were telling me about the steps, the main steps that you went through before starting the event.
Yeah, I was saying that we did a questionnaire for about 200 students in 8 different faculties, asking them about the autism, they know the causes, and we did a video for that. It's uploaded in YouTube if they want to see it.
Right. Ashraqat, were there any complications or difficulties that you faced during your work, I mean, that you had to conquer?
Well, the only thing that I believe was a complication was while we were advertising for the event. Not everyone had an idea about autism, and it was a bit hard for us to grab their attention for an event about awareness. Their youth are more interested in talent shows and other events such as. So that was the only complication from my point of view.
Right. Aisha, would you give us a walk through the event? How was it? Who attended? Who participated in this event?
Well, the uniqueness of this event is that it was done by students. It was advertised all over the university by students. We mainly were the head of the organizing, that's how the idea. Me and Islam Al-Ghunaimi. Also, Shaza Ahmad, the teaching assistant at the university, played a major role in the organizing, and Hiba Shem, also teaching assistant at the university. We divided the teams into organizers and ushers, designers, and of course video editing, like Ale, because at our faculty we're not really dealing with high-tech equipment and video editing and stuff like that, but since he has been talented and he loves this, so we used his talent in this.
Yes, actually the video is very good. It's very touching.
Yeah, we made 4 different videos, and they were all done by Ale, mainly gathering all our ideas. Ashraqat, Shams, and Andrew were the main student organizers. We had also some students who played a major role in designing the posters and the arrows, as you're seeing in the pictures. Minna Yasser, Hana, Muhammad Saleh, Ahmed Al-Basha, Kamal Dohi, Huwaida Samir. Those were all the students that played a major role.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Ashraqat, would you tell me what were your main targets or your main goals, and were you able to achieve all of them, or most of them, or half of them?
The main target was awareness, of course, and the other thing was to serve the acceptance and inclusion of people with autism in the community of universities and schools. And well, we partially were able in the event to let the people understand the disorder and let them understand that they are not, they might be different, but they're not less. Then yeah, we were able.
I'm sorry, I'd like to add that the main idea was to understand how a person with autism feels and how he deals in his daily life. So one of the activities that was very touching in this event was that we prepared a video that tells us, because people with autism sometimes experience sensory overloads. So sometimes they can hear noises that we don't really hear, or that's not noticeable for us, but they notice it very well. So we made a video, and they had to enter in a booth and watch the video with all the effects that a person with autism would feel. So that was another thing that was very touching in this event, and lots of people tried it, and it was very successful.
Right. Okay, Ala, would you tell me, back to autism, steps that a parent should take to deal with an autistic child?
Okay, the behavior of the child, the autistic child, is obvious.
I mean, from the very start, from the very beginning, to start a right beginning, to have a right beginning. At what age does autism appears?
From age 2.
From age 2.
Yeah.
And how can a parent notice?
It's obvious the child scream from noises. He hear noises, watch something we don't see. Parents should accept it, educate him, understand him. They should know that it's not a full disability. So
Right, Aisha, what is the next step and what's your ultimate goal for autism?
Well, in this event, the goal was to advocate for autism and call for the inclusion. So we made a petition that if you feel that it is necessary, the inclusion of people with autism in our community, especially at the university, people signed and really accepted the inclusion of autistics in our university, and that was very interesting, and I hope that this would be implemented like it was implemented in one other university by the Egyptian Autistic Society. The ultimate goal is to have research facility that works on the reasons and the causes and how we can deal with people with autism. Maybe I'm talking from a scientific point of view.
Right. Also from a scientific point of view, I would like to know, or people would like to know more details about the point that we were just discussing. How can a parent with an autistic child discover this, and how can he deal correctly with his child from the very beginning so that he doesn't lose time not treating him in the right or correct way?
Yes, the signs, they start appearing from 1 year and a half, sometimes later than that at age 2, like Alaa said. But usually the first sign is that there is no eye contact. The child...
This is the most important thing?
If there's no eye contact, no response to name calling, rejecting or not feeling comfortable with touching or hugging their parents, those are the main signs, and of course the late speech.
Not touching the parents.
Yeah, they have sensory overloads and even the touch, and they don't welcome their parents very much, and sometimes they develop normally and then
something happens
and it regresses a little bit. So those are the red flags.
So that we reach this regression, what should parents do?
No, I don't think it's something that the parents do so that this regression happens. It's just how the syndrome displays itself. Sometimes the child, because autism is something that you're born with. Maybe some environmental factor can affect the development of the syndrome, but it's most necessarily is something that you're born.
What are the environmental factors that could affect the development of the syndrome?
I cannot tell for sure because there are many debates about this, and it's a very complicated topic.
Right.
Science has not agreed on one environmental factor, but they say that the age of parents is very important. Lead, the amount in blood is very important, and it affects the intellectual ability.
The amount of lead in the
child's blood is highly linked to autism. Again, autism is a very complex disorder. That's why it's given the puzzle symbol.
Yeah.
The causes are not yet known, and that's why I was calling for research. But I cannot tell the factors seriously until scientific evidence have been proven, because up until now, nothing.
Right. We just like to remind our viewers that we have a Facebook page that if they would like to send us their suggestions or questions, it's on today's youth Facebook page. Right. And I would like to know from you a general message that you would like to give to parents with autistic children.
I'd like to say
a general
generally, I just say
and
that
to the society also, not only to parents.
To the parents, I want them to know that we support them, and we know how hard it can be having a child with autism, but it can also be a blessing. I know that it's hard, but try to accept, try to understand, and try to enter their world, because they're capable of wonderful things.
Right. Before we end it, I would like to thank Ashraqat, Alaa, and Aisha. Many thanks for being with us today. And I wish you all the best in this very important, you're doing a great job creating awareness to a syndrome that affects a large number of children in our society. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
many thanks for your presence today. And I just like to remind our viewers today is Sinai Day, and we'll be listening to a song on Sinai, and we'll be ending it with